Boom. And just like that, he was live, animated as usual. It's Monday night. It's 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we can announce that Leslie Butler is our first off the mark YouTuber. Welcome, Leslie. Also, welcome to Richie Dupe, who has joined us. Kim, oh my goodness, you're all going to start coming in now. Hi, Kim. Yeah, Kim, we're always winning. It just doesn't always feel like that. And we have all the way my Hawaiian friend, all the way from Hawaii, Donnie girl. Good to see you as well. Now, what I need to do now, guys and gals, is I just need to get the old Gettr stream going here so I can see it. So give me one little second, and we're going to get the Getterverse. My goodness, look at all the live streams happening in Gettr. So many. Now let's see if I can find our first off. Yep, I can see the Getters as well. So right, I think that's me. Good to go. Hello, John Gleason and my friend Claude as well. Good to see you here. We've also, it's morning in New Zealand. Who knew? Well, Matt Carlin did, because he said hello to us all the way. And we've got our good pal, Republican rocker, setting the standards. We the people trust Christ. Thank you very much for being here. We got a load of stuff to get through this evening. So much happens in the space of a short few days. And you kind of think, well, So someone says, sorry to have some news that you might not believe, but Gemma O'Doherty, what? Gemma O'Doherty, what? Tell me the news regarding Gemma O'Doherty. Excuse me. I have, as I pointed out at the start, just before, I've got a tickle in my throat. So if I start, if I suddenly break down, it's not emotions. It's the fact that I took a swig of water and it's gone down the wrong way. So there you go. Yes, hello to all of you joining. Thank you very much for being here. As I said, you never know what the main topic to talk about are. I mean, I just decide, oh, right. Okay, there's somebody over on the Getters that probably needs to be taught. Yeah, message deleted. Thank you very much. Don't need that kind of stuff. You know, although I'm very liberal-minded, I don't see the point of coming onto somebody's live stream and swearing. I don't see the point in that. So if the person who wants to break free wants to tell me a little bit more about Gemma, let me know. My friend Gemma O'Doherty, I'd be interested in hearing whatever that's about. So yeah, remember, if we're on the YouTubes, we've got Super Chats available. Super Chats is available on the YouTubes. Don't forget, you can buy me a coffee, link below, if you want to support the work that we do on the podcast channel and everywhere. Similarly, there's donor box. You can use that as well to make contribution. And the daily podcast. Okay, I'm not sure about that regarding Gemma. I don't think Gemma O'Doherty is a Satanist. I don't think so. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. Maybe some people think I am. If you don't heart David, what's wrong with you? Says Ultron McLovin. Exactly. Send the hearts, everybody. Send the hearts and annoy YouTube, I suppose. You know, since we last met here, since we were gathered here last Wednesday, I see I had a video removed from YouTube. Yeah. Now I think it's an old one that goes back to 2021, I think. Jed, I can't remember, but in it, apparently, I questioned the results of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Now, can I just say that, of course, YouTube, I believe Joe Biden is the most legitimate president ever. Hong Kong. I totally believe that. I totally believe. Hi, Simon Knight. Good to see you. I totally believe he won all those votes, all 81 billion votes legitimately. Hey, dark MAGA. We're ultra dark MAGA on this platform. He won all those 81 billion votes legitimately, and he's the most loved president there's ever been. So please, YouTube, don't remove this one. Hi, David McCollum, my friend. Good to see you. It's been a while since we've spoken. Hello, Jane, as well. Good to see you as well. Old Baz, good to see you. Yes, I thank you very much, Old Baz, for sticking with me. I do understand you got loads of choice. Some people do it differently to the way I do it. I just do my own thing. I've always done my own thing, and I guess I always will be. So, yes, Claude, you're right about YouTube. YouTube, by the way, but some of you guys like the YouTubes. So what we do is we do this game where we broadcast to YouTube. But if you want to know my real feelings, check out my Gettr. Check out my Gab. By the way, a quick shout out to Gab. I had a remarkable day yesterday on Gab where I almost got 3,000 retweets or whatever it is over there, reposts or whatever. Well, it's really quite remarkable. At one point, I had the third biggest post on Gab. Can you imagine me? Richie Dupe says, Marcus Rashford reported the video. Can I just say, YouTube, I love Marcus Rashford. And when I return to Twitter, whenever Elon Musk buys it and defumigates it and gets rid of all the purple-haired Captain Marvel look-alike, nose ring wearing, indeterminate gender folks who moderate it so superbly, my first post is going to be about my new thoughts on Marcus 2 years later. So anyway, so that's that. So that being said, you can't question Joe Biden. You cannot question. Hey, the only one thing YouTube I'm concerned about. I know the Gettr folks are so much more enlightened than the awful YouTube moderators, but I just saw that Joe Biden's disapproval rating or his approval rating has now dropped to 38%. Did you see that? Hi, First Name D. Good to see you. Yes, we live in a clown world, D. 38%. I can't understand it. It must be racism that's stopping people not loving Joe Biden. I can't get it. Anyway, we're not going to talk about Joe Biden anyway. We're not going to talk about that at all. What we're going to talk about is Glastonbury. Yeah, I was down with the kids at the weekend. I've been watching Glastonbury, so you don't have to. Done that. We're going to talk about Glastonbury. We're going to talk about the absolute clown show that is the G7 in Bavaria. Oh, yeah, we're going to chat about that. And then we're going to also have a chat about the good old, excuse me, the good old, well, how can I phrase this? Hysterical reaction from those on the left regarding Roe v. Wade and the determination that U.S. states at state level will determine what the position is concerning abortion laws. And I've been doing a little bit of research into that, which I want to share with you. So someone says, Marcus Rashford was called intelligent in newspaper. Well, the thing is, Kim, no newspapers are intelligent, so that's not surprising. David J., good to see you as well. Wokenbury, Richie Dupe says, our producer Jed, as always, assiduously is sitting in the background listening to all of this. And I don't know, I should ask him, Jed, did you get to see any of Glasgow?
Well, actually, David, I'm absolutely gutted. I'm beside myself. No, I didn't. And I feel much the better for it.
Don't worry, but don't worry, relax. I watched the main bits. I see we've got our.
Did you watch it so I didn't have to?
Wait, yeah, I did. Yeah, I watched Glastonbury, so none of you have to watch it. Instead, I will simply talk about it. So yeah, I watched it. I tell a lie. I watched about a few moments. I watched a bit of Paul McCartney. And I watched a bit of Diana Ross for the lulz, and I didn't watch any of is it Kendrick Lamar? Yeah, all the young folks are going to say, "Gosh, he's showing his age now. He doesn't know who these rappers are." You're damn right. I don't know who the rappers are, and don't want to know. Jane Oxley says Bavaria, a good place to have a summit. That's right, Jane. There's something that seems to attract them to northern Bavaria. Well, don't worry, Jane. We're going to get onto that one there. We're going to get now on the subject of Glastonbury. I mean, this was hyped incredibly. No matter where you were in the world, you guys are bound to have heard of Glastonbury or Glastonbury. You're bound to have heard about it. They've been hyping it. BBC have been going overboard on it. Yeah, Brian Baru actually says, yeah, Pink, I saw that. Pink doesn't want pro-life people listening to their music. Deal. Deal, Pink. By the way, when was Pink last relevant? About 1995? Yeah, Pink, I think we're going to have to just go with you. Hi, my friends, Stu Frost. Good to see you, Joe. All of those of you over on the Gettrs who have stuck with this channel at a time when there's so much else happening. So anyway, Jed, got to listen to Paul McCartney to start with. Did you see the picture of yeah, look at that, Jed. Wasn't that moving? Paul McCartney.
It was. I thought it was very moving, David. You know, it's always nice to see that celebrities are supporting the current thing.
Yeah, he did support the current thing, and here he is waving a flag supporting the third thing. The thing about this that got me most, actually, Jed, it wasn't the fact that he's waving the Ukraine flag. It's just cringe. It's just embarrassment. But it's the fact that it comes after it was reported Paul has removed the Beatles song Back in the USSR from his planned Glastonbury set, and all future shows in the wake of Russia's alleged incursion of Ukraine, just to put it correctly. But yeah, so you know, I thought, well, there's two things. Number one, I'm a fan of the Beatles, given my age, like the Beatles, like McCartney solo stuff, think he's a great songwriter, think his voice is gone, think he really shouldn't be doing it aged 80, but at one level, you know, well, whatever you like. But I listened to "Can't Buy Me Love," which was the first song that they opened with, and then that was it. Really, I didn't listen to anything else. So that was my experience of Paul McCartney. But then, Jed, it got better than that. Was on Friday night. But on Saturday they had Miss Diana Ross. Now, the Supremes have long since gone, but Miss Diana Ross still remains. And here's a picture of her. Yeah, right. Okay, whatever. You don't often see people dressed like that, Jed. So I thought 10 out of 10 for novelty, I guess. But
she made the effort.
She made the effort to dress. The problem is, Jed, she didn't make the effort to sing. I put a post up on this one, which I think somebody like it was, the thing that was missing from her set, a key. Hi, John Mercer, by the way. Good to see you. She was off. Jed, honestly, your pre-show singing is much more in tune than.
Oh, don't tell them my secret. Don't tell them I'm in the green room waiting for you to turn up. I put some music on and I sing along.
Yeah, and it's well, one of these days you're gonna have to do it live. But so Diana Ross, she was absolutely tuneless. I mean, never mind Upside Down and all of that. Her music was the tunes was inside out. It was awful, grim stuff. So that was her. And again, oh, hang on a second. Northern Monkey says no picks coming up, David. Okay, let's bring up a pick, Jed, of the next one because this was the final act. Kendrick Lamar, I think he is. Let's see if we can have it. Ooh, something's happened, Jed. The picture.
I read it, and I can see it.
Oh, I can't.
Okay. I'll pull that down, David. You talk away. I will do some knob twitching in the background.
Yeah, the Gettr folks are saying that they can't see the pictures on Gettr, so not sure what's going on there. Anyway, while Jed's sorting out this malarkey, Kendrick Lamar, he was the rapper who closed Glastonbury with powerful plea for women's rights. And look, he has a crown of thorns on. Crown of thorns, apparently full of diamonds encrusted. Yeah, diamond encrusted. There you can see his crown of thorns. Just want to see, is that showing?
Yeah, see, it's showing on Gettr, David. I just had a look.
Is it? I don't see it on Gettr. I don't see it in Gettr. Hey, Gettr folks, tell us if you're able to see these images, or has the evil Putin sabotaged our imagery on the Gettrs? Let me just see.
Yeah, it's coming through, David. Remember, there is a bit of a delay for Gettr.
Okay, okay. I will rely on the folks at Gettr. Hi, it's Spiver, by the way. Good to see you, my friend. I'm not sure, but anyway. So here's Kendrick Lamar, the rapper, and he was on about Jed about the fact that he stood for women's rights, and he was angry.
What
Jed,
rights are them, David? Because I thought we all had the same rights and they weren't gender based. Oh,
well,
sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I just had a flush of common sense. Sorry. I'll stop it.
Well, the thing about it is, you know, I mean, these festivals are awful to start with. I would certainly never go to one. And the sort of the trash nonsense spoken is one thing, but we did have the little Swedish hobgoblin herself, Greta Thunberg. Greta was there. Greta was there, and
she flew there, David.
No, she didn't. Lies.
Oh.
I think
she walked.
She swam and then she walked.
Thought so.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to go on a plane.
Yeah, because that would be hypocrite. That would be hypocrisy, wouldn't it? And Greta would never do that. So Greta, you know, she walked to the coast, the Swedish coast, swum across the North Sea, and then down to Glastonbury, and she gave a powerful inspirational message for me, Jed, an inspirational message for the environment, which touched my heart. And then I saw a lovely image of the pyramid set at Glastonbury just after she'd finished, or after that day was finished. And I think we can share that with
David. We can. There's some additional information though to go along with this image, David.
Oh, that's right. We do have. But as you can see, doesn't it look lovely? And this is the integrity. Oh, look at this. So there was 5,000 tents. Okay, that's a lot of tents. 6,500 sleeping bags. Some people must have had more than 1.5 per tent. 4,000 gazebos. That's a lot of gazebos. Let them roam free.
But David, now you would not get this at Glastonbury. I mean, anybody at Glastonbury doing this. Oh, sorry.
Who knows?
54 tons of cans and plastic bottles.
How many polar bears have died so they could see Kendrick Lamar lecture the world on women's rights? There we go, 54 tons.
Well, that's what it costs to lecture people on women's rights, mate.
That's right. Yeah, it's a lot of cans. It's a lot of plastic bottles.
But you see, David, just to add to that, I was having an argument yesterday with a guy on Twitter. He said, "Oh, about all this, it doesn't matter because all this gets recycled." And I said, "Yeah, fine. We'll recycle it at your house." He blocked me.
Yeah, it all gets recycled. It all gets recycled because, as Stu Frost points out over here from the Getterverse, that's because minimum wage agency staff will pick it up so that the middle classes can go and have their little drink and drug-addled weekend away. So
absolutely, mate, absolutely. They are utter hypocrites.
They are, and they were all there. You know, I saw them all. The celebs. You know, somebody summed it up really well. Our American friends won't get this, but Brits will get this. Glastonbury is more middle class than the olive counter in a Waitrose. That's how middle class Glastonbury is. Yeah, rock and roll. It's pathetic.
David, I know that you know that I know that the climate change fiasco is important to all those people that went to Glastonbury, of course, because Gettr was there, as you've already stated.
Gettr was there, yeah.
And she preached to the congregation, yeah. And they all bowed in honor and respect for Gettr. But you see, some of them went in their electric cars, David.
Yes.
Now, you have to charge your electric car, of course. Let's be green. Let's get an electric car.
Let's be clean.
David, you go on, sorry.
No, it's very important people drive electric cars, because every time you drive an electric car, somewhere a penguin is saved. So I would be fully supportive of that. And they had that going at Glastonbury, didn't they?
They did, mate, yes. And just think of all the penguins that they saved, and the polar bears. Now, just remember, because I've got to say this for the people that are on Greta's side, penguins and polar bears do not live together. One lives in the Arctic and one lives in the Antarctic. Okay, one's north and one's south. But anyway, they saved them, David, and they saved them by plugging in their electric cars to diesel generators.
There we have a lovely image, Jed. I wonder if we can scroll. Oh, by the way, Jed, before you actually scroll up, I just noticed
Sorry.
at the top of that page, Bristol Live with this lovely Ukraine
Of
that they've got.
course.
Stunning and brave Bristol
Yeah,
Live.
so the current thing.
Current thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let everyone see this. So here we go.
Right,
Look
there
at
you
that.
go.
Yeah.
So yes, they've got them plugged in. They're there with £80 for an hour of charging. £80. At least Dick Turpin wore a mask when he robbed you.
80
At
quid.
least the Chancellor forces you to pay taxes by the punishment of going to jail. There, you paid for fun.
Yeah, but it's actually, Jed, that image really sums it up. Hello, City Troll, by the way, good to see you. Hello, Leslie Olds, good to see you, my friend, as well. This electric car thing is so farcical, so pathetic, but that sums it up. Diesel generators to charge electric cars to prove your green credentials. It's
Now, the thing
insane.
is, David, right? You know, over the past 20 years or so, that petrol and diesel engines, because of EU legislation, they've had to get more and more economical and therefore less polluting over the past 20 years. However, diesel generators not necessarily are as green as perhaps a diesel car or a petrol car. So the fact that they're plugging them in, they could have drove a petrol or a diesel car and put out less emissions than those diesel generators were doing.
You gotta laugh. You would have a heart of stone not to laugh at that sort of stupidity, Jed, because it is incredible. I mean, I see the folks on the stream saying they hate electric cars, not on board with Greta. Yeah, I can see that, Leslie. Self-defeating virtue signaling. 213 quid a ticket, by the way. I understand, Jane Oxley, that Glastonbury made 2.5 million, I think. And there was a meme, Jed, I put up on one of my streams. I saw it somewhere. Someone said the fact is that many of those at Glastonbury were millionaires. Paul McCartney, one of the richest people on this planet. Diana Ross, pretty wealthy as well. These are very wealthy people, and the people who own the Glastonbury land are millionaires as well. So you've got millionaires, facilitating other millionaires to come on stage and lecture little working class people. That's socialism in action. And not only that, but lecture them by telling them, oh yeah, you got to give up some of the things that you love to save the planet. I think, yes, City Troll, cars are less safe. Electric cars are certainly less safe. One of my big concerns about Elon Musk, of course, is he's to the fore in all of it with the Tesla thing. But if you think that the whole electric car thing is deeply flawed, and I do, then I don't understand. I don't understand where this. In fact, actually, Jed, where does this go with electric cars? Because it's just.
I'll tell you where it goes. It goes to the fact that if you're rich, you can afford one. Okay, because if you're rich, for it that. I did an article, didn't I, for Alt News Media, 2 years ago now?
You did, yep.
Yeah,
yep.
That explained a simple journey from Paris to, I think it was Milan or somewhere like that, or Barcelona, I think it was.
Barcelona it was, yeah.
Yeah, and if you did it in a petrol car, it would take something like 18 hours. You'd fill up at the start and fill up halfway through. If you did it in an electric car, it would take you 3.5 days. Now, so there is a point there, David, and the point is what they want you to do is stay in your pod, don't leave your town or your village, don't travel, don't fly, don't have it. If you have a car, then it's an electric one. It'll get you to the shops and back, and that's about it. And you can plug it back in again. But obviously, electricity prices will go through the roof, and you won't be able to afford that. So what they'll do is autonomous vehicles. Okay, there'll be a pod coming down your road. You can jump in, and it'll take you, to the next pod along the roads or whatever it might be. The idea is to keep you in your own place and stop you traveling.
Yeah. And actually, I see our friend over in the Getters, Frustrated Patriot, says in California yesterday, they told people to not charge their electric cars to help the grid. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I did see that actually. Kim says he worked in coal-fired power stations now closed because people thought the water vapor coming out of the stacks was CO2. Oh, Kim, the stupidity of
They
some.
do that all the time, though, David, don't they? When they have, particularly Sky, when they have an article about climate, they like to show the cooling towers. They are cooling towers. They are water. That's water
Mm,
vapor.
mm, mm. Yeah.
But the combination with that. Oh,
Yeah, well, it's like Ultron says that's what a 15-minute city means. No travel beyond 15 minutes. Thanks, WEF. Absolutely, Ultron. And Jed and I have talked about this. We know we know them. We know what their plan are. Hi, DJ Sharpie, by the way. Good to see you. Albert Clutterbuck. Yes, good to see you as well. Oh, and I'm Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Yeah, they want to stop us travel, stop us having the freedom basically to travel. That's what this is about.
absolutely.
We know that we know the name of their game and we call it out. And by the way, if you like this on the YouTubes, hit the hearts, and if you like this on the Getters, hit whatever you want. I don't care.
Super chats are available on YouTube, and I believe they're available on Rumble too.
Oh yeah. Oh, something else, Jed. Before we move, we're going to move on to the next one in a sec. But just to settle everybody, by the way, we did a special live stream on Podbean, which we put on Gettr as well last Thursday to celebrate the half a million plus downloads we've had with the little podcast things that we do. And I think, Jed, we should let the people know that as part of our continued development, there will be an announcement made very shortly, next couple of days, regarding how we plan to further enhance your entertainment on the daily podcast that we put out. So
I do have a preview, David, if they like, but if you want to wait a couple of days,
we'll wait. We'll wait. No,
we'll tease them. We'll tease them.
Hold your enthusiasm. But we do have plans, folks. We never sit still. That's boring if you sit still. You got to keep going. So, okay, Jed, shall we talk about? We talk about. Well, we'll do G7. Yeah, we'll keep the real lunacy for the end, for the last bit.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So because G7 is pretty lunatic as well. So as you folks know, and as Jane Oxley pointed out over on the YouTubes, hi James Jameson, by the way, the G7 leaders, the mighty men and women, have gotten together for their team photograph. In fact, I think actually, Jenna, we've got a photograph that of them all standing together. Yeah, look at this. There we go. There's Boris helpfully hidden below the underneath.
Thank God for that.
Thank God for that. But look, it's just like a rugby team football, you know, the winning team. And there's
notice Justin Castro Trudeau.
Yeah.
Forces his citizens to be triple jabbed to go anywhere near anybody. Did he check whether any of these were triple jabbed?
Well, I would like to think he's asked for their vaccine certificates. I would.
Well, you would hope so, wouldn't you? Because he forces his citizens to do that.
Well, the thing is, what distresses me, and I know it's going to distress YouTube as well, where's the social distancing? For goodness sake, how many people could potentially die because these people didn't stay 2 meters apart? But
that's right.
But back up to the headline, Jay. Let's go to the headline. So the G7 leader. So, folks, just when you thought things were tough and your tax dollars, your tax pounds need to be spent wisely, nah. G7 leaders have pledged another 600 billion for developing countries and urge unity on Ukraine. Oh, Zelensky, we love you so much. And so this was the get together in northern Bavaria that's ongoing at the moment. A photo op. Boris Johnson doesn't like being in the UK, so that's why he goes to Rwanda. That's why he's in Bavaria. Anywhere but the UK. And Joe Biden, you're the most legitimate president ever, remember.
Hail Joe. Hail Joe.
100% legit.
If you've not plucked the ears on his legs, then you are nobody.
So Joe tells everyone, we have to stay together against Russia. as G7 ministers gather for a summit dominated by war in Ukraine and its impact on food and energy supplies in the global economy. Yeah, this is where basically these G7 clowns, specifically the Western ones, are shooting themselves and their economies and their people in the head so they can, what, punish Putin? Don't think so, because the Russian rubles just had a 7-year high against the dollar. So it's an embarrassing picture, isn't it? Mark Green says, yes, Mark, I see you coming. I still fancy Putin to take on that lot, even though he's a pensioner. So would I, Mark. I'd have my, although Mark, they were actually making jokes about, oh, do we have to show our, I think, was it Boris or, no, was it, one of them said they're going to have to, maybe should they show their pecs? Should they show their
pecs? Oh, please don't. Please, no, don't.
Justin Trudeau, he doesn't have pecs. In fact, I'm disputing whether it's appropriate to call him a he or not.
Yeah. I just find it absolutely. The thing is, I don't think there's a politician in the Western world that any normal Joe or Jane on the street actually doesn't think are just hypocritical, evil people. I had to choose my words there because some of them were going to be very much swear words.
Well, you see, I see these people as, I don't see them as leaders. I see them as enforcers. I see them as local Gau leaders, to use a term from another time, who carry out the instructions handed down from the Kabbalists, wherever they are, be they in the WEF, WHO, doesn't matter. These people are not yes, DJ Sharpie, I see that comment. I'm not gonna respond to it. So these people, like, they're just virtue signaling to their heart's content, and yet not everything, Jed, is as it seems, because there is friction. There's a suggestion that France and Germany would perhaps like to see some kind of end to the conflict in Ukraine, because we're now about to hit
gas and oil. They need gas and oil.
Yep, they do. You see, Jed, that's the point. Whereas the US can afford to sit back, and I don't think it's in quite the same emergency as Europe's going to be in. Come a little under, we're about to hit July, so give it 2.5 months. Once we get into September and European continent cools, and that Russian oil and gas becomes much more limited, then what are they going to do? What are they going to use? Hot air to heat their homes? What are they going to do?
Well, they're talking of hot air.
Well, they do, but that's
the point is, they will not get rid of their gas boilers and the petrol and diesel cars, but they will force us to do that. They will force us to live in the cold. They'll force us for the lights to go out at certain times of day. They'll force us to have to sell our cars because we can't afford to run them. They'll force us onto public transport. The problem with public transport is it's public, and it doesn't go from point A to point B.
No, well,
that's the problem.
Well, if you're like me, I live in the country. I don't have any public transport. There's no buses traveling my road. There is nothing. James Jameson rightly points out, remember your Ukrainian flags. And actually, James Jameson, I hope you notice that the background here, certainly on the YouTubes anyway, and I think is it the same Jed over?
Yeah. We're supporting, with current thing.
We're with Vladimir. Oh, we're with you, Vladimir. Was it Salve Ukraina? We're 100%.
Hey, David, we had blue and yellow before it became popular.
Yeah, we did. We were here first. It's been pointed out to us. Are you subliminally virtue signaling Ukrainian support? Do you really think so? I mean, it's just a lovely color scheme.
I designed that background.
Yes, exactly, Jed. Yeah, and it was culturally misappropriated by Zelensky.
Absolutely. There you go. I should lodge a complaint.
And his criminal gang. Oh, did I just call the Ukrainian government a criminal gang? Yeah, I did. Yeah, now we're getting it, Jed. Yeah, yeah, we're being. Oh no, we've
We're
been
being
rumbled.
trolled now, David.
We're being trolled. We're being trolled. Next time round, we're going to have a huge picture of Zelensky in the background. Take that, you bigots out there. So yeah, but this will all get really interesting in a couple of months' time. The virtue signal is going to end, Jed, when the cold weather kicks in, and that's when Europe is going to freeze. And I've said,
Well, you see that the cold weather and not having been able to put your heating on is very good at getting rid of the elderly. They did that for the past 2 years with, I won't mention its name, but the cold also helps.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk because we're on YouTube. We're not allowed. All I just gently point out. Remember, everyone, do make sure you've had your vaccines. They're 100% safe, 100% effective, unless you're dead, of course. But anyway, moving on very quickly. Ebola says, David, can you please read the breaking news about the monkeypox infected monkeys being transported? Well, I haven't seen that one. I'm not, honestly, I can't keep up to date with all this stuff. But I mean, Jed, speaking as someone of the simian community, as your image,
I hope you're not going to misspecies me, David.
I'm not going to misspecies you. No. I'm just pointing out that we certainly feel for you and all your brethren when you get this this awful monkeypox. But Donegal says even in Hawaii, they're shutting down your one coal plant and threatening. Yeah, see, it is amazing this though, because even in far away Hawaii, well, far away from us anyway, people are being threatened with freezing, no power.
Yeah, it's going to be like Game of Thrones, isn't it? And the Northern Wall. Yeah,
I've never,
I haven't, but my good lady has. She's an avid watcher. And there's the Frozen North. Well, that's going to be the Frozen West.
Yeah. I mean, there's Jane Oxley, I won't last this winter then. James Jameson says Scotland is Baltic. Well, to be fair, James, Scotland is Baltic in the summer. So God knows what it's going to be like by the time.
Oh, see, Simon there says, back in the old days, no heating, no log fire. You can't have log fires now.
Yeah, you see, that's it.
The smoke. You're not allowed to have log fires.
Yeah, it's racism, apparently. It's racism if you have log fires, cutting down trees and all that. But anyway, yeah, and actually, DJ Sharpie says here, apparently blackouts are happening down in South Africa. Well, yes, I saw
They're happening in California.
And yeah, so from California, potentially in Hawaii, potentially everywhere. Honestly, the James Jameson makes a point that his pure blood is going to be worth a fortune soon. I'll sell for $5,000 a pint. Don't sell. Keep it. It'll be worth so much more than that in due course. And all of us renegade.
What is right? Kim says buy your candles, and I've said that to my good lady in the past, particularly at the start of the pandemic. I said make sure you get plenty of candles, and I said, and when it gets really cold, we'll light them.
Well, people could do worse than prepare. But I mean, I remember discussing this back in February, March of 2020, when lockdown stuff started, and of course you had all the madness, people going into supermarkets and buying toilet rolls and all this kind of stuff. If people had prepared a little bit for that, because people just panic, people mass panic. Also, by the way, old Baz points out, Jed, I'm sure you'd agree, coal fire is racist. Yes, it is.
It is, yeah.
It's racist as well. So you're not allowed to use
when at New Year's you used to get somebody to bring a piece of coal in.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, well, that would bring it in the racism in the white supremacist society.
That's right. That's brilliant. Yeah, exactly. And Jed, this is why this is such an enlightened channel. We can share this with you guys. Oh, by the way, Ben, first name D says he's going to be hiking Ben Nevis in a couple of weeks. He'll be wearing his Pure Blood T-shirt with pride. Good point. Well done,
mate. Well done.
Best wishes. Take a photograph from the top. And to anyone else who hasn't got a Pure Blood T-shirt, they are available in our shop, so you can go and get them there. And you can virtue. I mean, why can't we should be allowed to virtue signal as well on our side.
David, where is this shop?
Well, it's in my head.
News Media. Altnewsmedia.net.
Exactly. Yes, go to altnewsmedia.net on the shop there. Get your Pure Blood badges, get your Pure Blood T-shirts. We are the Pure Bloods. But so we Cole Reed. Yeah, yeah. We're pointing out all these helpful racism things. John Gleason says candle, canned food, all stocked up. Yes,
We're all
John.
going to turn into preppers, aren't we?
But you see, to prepare for what you know is coming is just common sense. And Republican Rocker points out an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Ben Franklin says that. Uh, DJ Sharpie, I couldn't possibly read out what you just said. Deep fried haggis, yeah, that is, however, something that's a possibility. Although deep fried haggis, is that not like, is there not like a vegan version of that we could have? Because those sheep had to die for you to have your haggis. Don't be so
Yeah.
selfish. Don't be so selfish. Killing.
But did they kill the black sheep or just the white sheep?
Oh, don't even start. Don't even start. Do you know? I'm sure you folks know this, that some of the children's rhymes now, when they're very very young. I've got young grandchildren. The things like, see, Baba Black Sheep. There's issues with Baba Black Sheep now.
Yeah.
I saw a version of Baba Black Sheep in Little Kitty's book, and they're kind of rewriting it whereby, I don't know, I think we have probably rainbow colored sheep at this point, Jed. Rainbow colored sheep, the
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus sheep. I think, just saying this YouTube, this is just an observation, not no agenda here. Debbie says,
So if we have sheep that somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but sheep are male and ewes are a female or something like, or rams are male and sheep. I don't know, but
sexist.
do they not have 150 genders,
Yeah.
just like the BBC?
Yes, they do. Yeah. There's no such thing. No such thing as rams, and that's actually extremely sexist to even say that. Remember, ewes can be rams too. Isn't that right? Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Well, in the minds of the sort of people that we're going to talk about now, Jed,
Yeah,
because
I've been waiting for this one, mate.
and listen, folks, if for no other reason, stick with us. We've got some fantastic video clips to play. Now, just to set it up. So obviously, the Roe v. Wade decision came out, and which I've said enough about in the podcast. So you know my views. I support it. It's all really very good. Actually, for those of you who follow the hard truth stuff that we do over on Rumble with Ilana Mercer, Jed, we should have a new hard truth on this topic coming out later this week. But anyway, yes, Jed did misgender a sheep, first name D, and we're really cross about it. We're really cross. The lefties have gone just berserk. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ebola, no, I didn't see Laura Loomer's post, although I did follow Laura Loomer, but I probably missed that. Northern Monkey says, go and try and milk a bull. Jed, that can be your next mission. Have good insurance before you try it, though.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, Albert Clutterbuck's right, by the way, regarding the rainbow. The rainbow is in the Bible. It's a Christian symbol. Absolutely agree with you on that there. But anyway, back to the lunatics. So, Jed, we've got some videos. I think we want to.
I think we've got some cray-crays coming up for our viewers, and I hope they do like these cray-crays. You just give us a nod, David. I've lined them up.
Yeah, I'm just reading Billy Piper. Hi, Billy Piper, by the way. Thanks for being here. I see your comment. In the Irish Republic, after the abortion referendum was approved, there were people dancing in the street. Hardly an appropriate reaction, no matter what your stance on the topic is. Well, actually, Billy Piper, I agree with you completely. I completely agree. Abortion it's a serious issue. It's a sensitive issue. I think you can hold different people are entitled to hold different views on it. That's 100% by me. I think all of that, I think dancing in the streets because you've got the right to abort babies is pretty despicable.
But you see, David, can I just add in? I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but for many years I didn't have an opinion on abortion at all. However, the more I've delved into politics and all this sort of stuff, particularly, supporting you and the things that you do, I'm now definitely on one side of the fence.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that side of the fence is pro-life.
Yeah. Oh, but they don't like that. Apparently, if you say you're pro-life, that term is a bigoted term.
White
A bigoted
supremacist.
it's racism to say you're pro-life. Um, the way I put it, and you know, my views in this are clear. Um, I consider the certainly sections of the abortion lobby to be pro-death. I think they're death cultists. I think they're Moloch worshippers. Moloch, you know, the god of sacrifice of small children. Yeah, Moloch. I think that's who these people are, to be honest. And the evidence of this, Jed, for my theory, that these are seriously mentally, yes, Kim, I agree. These are mentally unhinged people, seriously unhinged people, and it's so obvious. And these are, by the way, these are the core Democrat voters in the states. That's what you guys in the states.
But they
have.
were also the ones saying that you must have a mandatory
Yeah.
vaccination to protect yourself.
Yeah, apparently
And protect your family.
bodily autonomy only extends when it comes to the right to kill a baby. That's bodily autonomy. When it comes to taking things which are 100% safe, 100% effective, hello YouTube, those things, then no choice. You got to have it. Pregnant women had to have vaccines. It made so much sense, right? So there was no bodily autonomy there. But now there's 100% bodily autonomy. Oh, and the other thing is, by the way, Jed, the same individuals who run around telling us there is, you know, we can't say what a woman is. A week ago.
No, but we will fight for the woman's rights.
Yeah. That makes absolute. James Jameson asked the tough question: who elbows harder, Vinnie Jones or Nancy Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi, James Jameson, and thank you so much for the super chat. Nancy Pelosi, that wonderful leader of the House. She is, but unfortunately from another planet. I think. I mean, have you seen her? I mean, I think Nancy likes the occasional tipple, though. Rumor has it. But anyway, so these individuals, Jed, have been going off the deep end in their kind of response to the decision of the US Supreme Court. And this has been totally misrepresented in the UK because, oh, Jed, yeah, I just want to say this before we get into the videos. Just got to get this in as well. Old Bass says, not a subject I'll get involved in, too complicated. Yes, it is complicated. I agree with you, Old Bass. But there is just a couple of observations that I wanted to make. First of all, in the US, as a consequence of the US Supreme Court decision, it means that individual states can determine what their position will be regarding abortion rights in that state. That's called the US Constitution. That's just how it works. So stop bitching, those of you lefties out there, about the Constitution. And by the way, in the UK, Julia Hartley-Brewer of the first Ukrainian volunteers, I heard her talk about this today as well. And again,
Field Marshal, Rear Admiral.
Certainly.
Wing Commander.
Yeah, Wing Commander, yes. Wing Commander Hartley-Brewer. She was on about, oh, could this ever happen in the UK? Well, no, it couldn't, because the United Kingdom is not a republic like the United States, where states have designated autonomy on a whole range of issues. It's very different. So it's a stupid thing to ask in the first place. And in the second instance, in the UK, the term an abortion is allowed up to 24 weeks in the United Kingdom, right? Now, Jed, to put that in context, over in France, it's 14 weeks, okay? In Italy, it is 12 weeks. It is 12 weeks. So even, so the UK...
You said that, David. I think if you look across the bottom, you can see the third video along. I think that's the first one we should show, based on the facts that you've just come out with there about France and Italy, if you don't mind.
Wing it up. Okay, so let's watch this then. The first one, Jed. Yeah.
So because David's just mentioned France and Italy there, which are clearly members of the European Union, let's see what they have to say.
Each year. Criminalizing abortion does not lower the number of abortions, it just makes them illegal and very often unsafe. And thirdly, and this is important for me, unsafe abortions are a leading yet preventable reason for maternal death.
Seal.
So if this was about life and health, The answer to the problem would actually be obvious. Providing safe and legal access to abortion care. Providing safe and legal access to contraception, yes. Providing safe and legal action to sexual education and to universal health care. But it is not, because it is about exercising power. Power over other people's bodies. Power over other people's life choices. Power over reproduction. And I am not a vessel to supply infants. I and only I have the right to decide over my uterus, my ovaries, and my body. And until this is the case in Europe, in the US, and all over the world, and colleague, also to you specifically, we are going to continue to fight here in this chamber and everywhere around the world. I salute the brave people in the US fighting for this, in Europe and all over the world. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, and good night. So this is the death cult. You just, yes, Republican rocker, that is a death cult. You just heard one of them standing up in the European Union and talking. Yeah, Kim asks the interesting conundrum. I wonder what an NHS family doctor would say if a man walked into a surgery and said he wanted an abortion. Would they refer them? I think so. Kim, very possibly, very possibly. But Donny Girl, yes, you're right. Donny Girl, Leslie, the ladies on the stream get this, by the way, and they are ladies that understand these matters. You know, all this. Oh, we need to have more sexual education. No, we actually need less of that. We need them to. We need the states to these individual states, France, Germany, wherever they are, to keep their bloody noses out of
I agree, but the thing is, they talk about choice, David. Well, a woman does have a choice. Either she refrains from sex, she takes contraception, or she has a child.
Well, it's interesting. Every lady on this stream in the last minute or so has said exactly the same point. Leslie Oles, I see your point. Leslie Butler, Donny Girl, I see it all. You're all saying the same thing, and I completely agree. And actually, another point, which is Jed, and morals, absolutely. Another point is that, and this is specifically in the States now. You know, those Republican states, such as Texas, which haven't banned abortion. It's banned from, I think, 6 weeks on. South Dakota, I'm not so sure of. But the point is, in these Republican states, Jed, where they have enacted and made change following Roe v. Wade being overturned, there's no riots. The riots are all in the Democrat states where nothing's changed.
Yeah,
so,
well, that's where we get to the cray-crays, isn't it, David? That I've liked.
Well, okay. So, everybody, sit back, and we're going to have a little sort of saunter through the. Yeah, Jed, you've summed it up perfectly. The Democrat states and some of the absolute lunacy. Let's play a couple of the lunatic. There's a very sensible lady I want to play as well.
Yeah, we'll play her at the end, I think, David.
Let's have the madness. Let's have the madness.
Okay, guys, here we go. Here's Cray Cray number 1.
My body! My choice! 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 My body!
Keep it if it looks like that.
My choice! My body! My choice! My body! My choice! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Right, well, that was the first one, David. In fact, let's see if everybody on the stream can score. So that was number 1.
Yep.
So we're ready for Cray Cray number 2.
Yeah.
This is a bit like Eurovision Song Contest, isn't it?
It's coming up. Come on, it's going to be a good one. Right.
Here we go. Here's Cray Cray number 2.
Yeah! Fucking fuck!
I would imagine she's a public school teacher, by the way. If not,
oh yeah. If not, what do they call them in America? Where the politician has helpers.
Oh, yeah. One of the interns. She could.
That's
She
it. Yes.
could be one of Mr. Joe Biden's interns, President Joe Biden. But yeah, so she seemed pretty balanced, didn't she?
I thought that. Yeah, she put a balanced point of view across.
Yeah.
But I wonder what cray number 3 has to say.
All right. Well, okay. Brace yourself.
My choice! 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 He's touching you. He's touching you.
Well, I know that was really quiet, but with a body like that, I don't think she has a choice. And I know that sounds rude and awful, but you've just got to face facts.
I have to say, Jed, that last one gets my vote. The level of insanity is just right off the. Plus, as you say, she's shouting. I mean, these people are shouting about my choice. As a member of the male species, and I am, they're absolutely safe. There is no prospect that any of these individuals are likely to ever get pregnant, I would have thought. So therefore, abortion is not an issue for them. I would have thought, generally speaking, though I'm not misgendering anyone at YouTube.
No, that's right.
But we're not doing that. But
somebody said so, guys. If you want to rank them, so number 1, number 2, number 3. If you want to rank them, give them thumbs up.
1, 2, 3. Which was the worst?
Which is the worst? Is it the worst, or which one made you laugh the most?
Well, which one amused you the most?
Yeah, go on. So we'll let that play through, but we can finish on one very sensible lady.
Yes, let's play what this woman has to say, and I think this will resonate with the women watching this and the men as well, hopefully.
Okay, here we go. This is definitely not a cray.
Are themselves. It is 100% their fault Roe got overturned. A lot of people, myself included at one point in time, could sympathize with the scared teenager, with the drug addict who had no business bringing a baby into this world. We could understand that. We didn't like it, we didn't agree with it, but we could at least understand it. We went from safe, legal, and rare to up to the moment of birth. We gave you an inch and you took a mile. We drew the line when you decided that you should be able to murder a fully formed infant up to the moment it exits your body. You have no one to blame but yourselves.
Amen. She's right. 100% right. Yep. And you see, that's the thing. In this whole debate, sensible voices such as that lady and such as those ladies watching this as well, sensible voices are ignored by the mainstream media, Jed, and they just naturally gravitate to the extreme. And I can't say what I think of them either, because this is a family-friendly show. But these particular kind of individuals with the the purple hair and the usually grotesquely obese, who have they go to them for opinion. And actually, again, going back to your friend, the wing commander Hartley Brewer this morning, she managed to get someone who had an American accent, and they were pretty much horrified at what's happening in the States. And oddly enough, they were speaking from Northern Ireland. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I did see that, actually, Dave. I did catch that piece. And I thought that was quite weird.
Yeah, I thought
the law in Northern Ireland is slightly different to mainland UK.
Northern Monkey points out regarding the last lady, her color unsure. Yeah, there was a bit of a pink dye going on there. I give you that. But lack of piercings, coherent. She's a conservative. That's right. Yeah. We can't completely diss people who are purple hair. Although I'll tell you who we can absolutely totally diss. Yes, pink. Because as we talked about pink earlier, I think, Jed, Pink has said that, none of you pro-life people should ever buy her music. Well,
well, I wouldn't buy her music anyway. But looking across the various streams, I think number 3 got first position, number 2 got second position. Yeah.
Yes, edged it. Yeah. I mean, we could have put up about another dozen folks, because especially because all these lunatics take to TikTok usually, or Twitter. That's where the lunatic asylums are, and they go there and they put out this kind of absolute insane stuff that they play. So yeah, folks. So I think we're probably Billy
I do
Piper.
have something I'd like to mention, Davey, which is nothing to do with what we talked about necessarily tonight. But I'm always here to try and support not just your live streams on here on Gettr and so on Mondays at 8 and Wednesdays at 8, but also the podcasts. And we do have a new feature. I'm not talking about the feature you want to mention in a couple of days, but the other one I brought up.
Off you go.
Which is on the podcast channel, you can actually join the fan club. We now are able to offer a fan club. So what do you get for your fan club? Well, you get priority. Actually, David, I'll show them what they get. You get priority on the call-in list. So this is on Thursday nights when we go live. You'll get priority for the call-in list. You'll get unique member labels, special emojis, and a cool entry visual effect. And you can see the price there. It's not that bad. It's 10 beans for 1 month, 25 for 3, and 70 beans. All that does is help us keep this show on the road. It does generate a little bit of cash. Obviously, Podbean take their take of it, but it does generate a little bit of money for us. And I always put my money where my mouth is. So as you can see, I'm the one and only member at the moment, and you get super fan at the side of your name as well.
But Billy Piper says, fan of what? A fan of the podcast, just not of me. I'm not looking fans, but of the work that we do. And Magic Beans. Well, actually, that's Billy Piper asked, what are magic beans? It's a good question. What are magic beans, Jed?
Well, these beans are a means of, for example, buying us a coffee during the live stream, the live podcast, or buying us a pint or something like that. And part of that cash goes quite a bit of it goes to Podbean, but some of it comes to us, which helps us pay for licenses for software and other bits and pieces that we have to do along the way to keep the show on the road. So if you don't mind joining, if you're on the podcast, the Podbean app, you can join there. You can join during the live show by just clicking on David's icon as the host of the show, and you'll get the option to become a fan. It will make a big difference to us if you can help support us in that way. I know you support us in many other ways as well.
Wildwood Weed says, get on OnlyFans, David. No, thank you. Whoa, no, how dare you suggest these things? Stu Frost, do you get a beanstalk? I'm not prepared to comment on that. But the thing is, all we're trying to do is really and truly try and find ways to provide.
And also, so you can engage with us as well in a different way.
I love that. The thing, Jed, you're right. The thing I love most, as I'm sure you all agree, is I do engage directly with just pretty much everybody. And I love that. I love the live streams because you can chat directly with me. I love that. I love the fact on the podcast, on the live channel, you can actually, as Leslie Butler did, who's on the YouTube.
Yes, here. Absolutely. Leslie, she did. The first time you brought your duck.
Yeah, Leslie wandered into the studio last Thursday night and said hi, and everyone is welcome to come in and say hi and make your opinions, and it's all uncensored. So as long as it's friendly, that's what I love to do. So I hope you will consider joining what Jed's just pointed out. It's and as I say, in about 2 days' time, we'll have another announcement for you to do with the podcast. So listen, when we hit the 500,000 on the podcast channel, that wasn't us sitting back and going, we can relax. No, we double down and we're trying to make it more, and we're trying to give you even more stuff. So that's how we roll. El Rizal, thank you so much for the kind super chat.
Thank you.
Now you guys are the best, and honestly, I said that on Thursday night. I'll say it to you guys over in the Gettrs, over on the YouTubes, and I know there's people on BrandNewTube watch as well,
and Rumble and Live and Odyssey.
I just want to thank everybody for all this. Sometimes, this is a battle. I'll just finish in this, my finishing point. This is a fundamental battle, I believe, that we are embarked on here. It's an existential battle between good and evil, I believe anyway. And Old Baz says he's off to watch Kelly Holmes being me. Yeah. She's converted to yeah. I know. Yeah. But regardless of which, it is a battle of good and evil. We're all on the one side, folks. We had to, we've got dark forces against us, but we are a community. We are united, and thank you so much for being here on the platform this evening. Thanks for all the support on the YouTubes, on the Gettrs. Someone says David is our Terry Wogan. Yeah, he just rambled as well, didn't he? But anyway, listen, Jet, I think that's about it from me. Unless there's anything you wanted to, you always remember the things.
No, I just want to thank everybody. I know we did a great show, or we had a great show on Thursday night for the 500,000 downloads on the podcast, but that was streamed over to Gettr. Gettr supporters are brilliant. In fact, all our supporters, whether it's YouTube, Gettr, BrandNewTube, Odyssey, Rumble, D-Live, you name it, we just have great fans, and it's so nice to know.
Yeah, we may not be the biggest channel around, but we have the best people on our channel.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the way I summed it up. So listen, folks, Jed and I shall return on Wednesday evening. So make it a date.
Could we not have a special guest Wednesday evening, David?
On Wednesday evening?
This Wednesday, I thought. Or am I spilling the beans?
I think... that is that's a good one. That is a TBC. So we may, but we may not. I don't know. It's
well, you could say I'm a special guest.
Well, who's more special than you? So never mind other people. I'll be content. But we will have to see what happens on Wednesday. There's a possibility we may or may not have someone. But at this point in time, we'll be back 8 o'clock. Jed, myself, bring a bottle. We'll see you on Wednesday night as we put the world to right. And thanks very much for being here with us this evening. A special guest is Leslie Butler. Rishi Dupe says, hey, Leslie, you're going to come in on Wednesday and you're going to talk for a whole hour. And now that's it. You've signed up to that. Leslie Olds, thank you very so much. Thank you, City Troll. I say all you guys. Thanks all for the kind comments. That's it from us. Good night.